What's going on, Crimson Tide fans? Chris Daughtry here with the Alabama Football Report by Chat Sports. As we mentioned on a previous video, the bosses set our goal this month for 500 new subscribers in the month of May. Currently, right now, we're 8 days in, only have 41 new subscribers, so we have a long way to go. But we do also have a long way to go here in the month of May, so do not miss out on any Alabama football news or rumors out there. Hit that sub button. We're also 177 subs away from hitting that 25,000 subscriber mark, so help me out. Make sure you guys hit that sub button. It's youtube.com/@RollTideTV. All right, coming up on today's show, we're going to be talking recruiting, just like pretty much that's about the only thing we talk about during this time of year. We're going to be talking about Roman Voss, four-star athlete out of the state of Minnesota, Sam Utu on the interior of that offensive line, and then five-star wide receiver Cederian Morgan has also set both his top 6 and a commitment date as well. So the first guy we're going to jump into here is Roman Voss. He is a four-star athlete, number 1 player out of the state of Minnesota. Not necessarily a guy that we've really talked about a whole ton here in the past couple of weeks and months, leading up in this recruiting process. But he did drop his top 2 yesterday, Alabama and Minnesota. 6'4", 225 pounds is what he is listed at. Alabama is really right now recruiting him as that tight end, and he does list himself as both a quarterback and a tight end on his huddle page, but he does a whole lot more for his school. They run a ton of Wildcat quarterback. He's both lined up at, quarterback, tight end, safety, kind of that nickel slot as well. Also has lined up really out wide, kind of as a wide receiver, or I guess even a tight end as well, just lining him up out wide. This kid really does have a knack for finding the end zone. Plays really do break down on him, and it's crazy. He just finds a way to, pop off for 60-yard touchdowns just constantly on his huddle film, and he doesn't really look super fast, but finds a way to really outrun everybody, including those defensive backs and safeties and everything like that. So I don't really know if they're going against lower-level competition or if he's just a guy that really does take a lot of strides there. Or really long strides, kind of like a guy like Derrick Henry. Doesn't necessarily look like he's running fast, but finds a way to really outrun a lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball. Like I said, he dropped his top 2 yesterday, Alabama and Minnesota. He has visited Alabama back in March, and he does also have multiple official visits lined up as well. He'll be at Minnesota on May 30th, and then he'll take that official visit to Alabama on June 13th. Alabama's tight ends coach Brian Ellis will also have an in-home visit with him today on Thursday, and is expected to make that decision for his commitment before his senior season begins. Now, there's also a very interesting connection with this Alabama coaching staff and Voss's dad. This is what he told On 3. He said, Kalen DeBoer was the coach at the University of Sioux Falls, and my wife's cousin's husband played for him. That's some Alabama shit if I've ever heard it right there. My wife's cousin's husband played for him. We used to watch him coach all the time back when he was playing. Roman wasn't born yet, but my older son went to those games with them. My daughter goes to Sioux Falls right now and plays volleyball with them there. Ryan Grubb, I used to work with him 20 years ago. I'm in the ag business, and Ryan was too before he got into coaching. I worked with Ryan's dad and then with Ryan for 2 years. That was cool to see him when we went down there to Alabama. I hadn't seen him in about 20 years. Had a good connection that way, and crazy how he became the offensive coordinator at Alabama. That is an absolutely crazy connection there between Roman Voss's father and this now Alabama coaching staff. So let me know if you think that helps Alabama in his recruitment. Who will land Roman Voss in this 2026 recruiting cycle? Type A if you think it'll be Alabama, or type M if you think it's Minnesota. Those are his top 2 schools right now. Let me know what you guys think at the pinned comment of today's video. All right, let's go to the interior of this offensive line now. You got 4-star interior offensive lineman Sam Utu, number 180 overall, number 21 player out of the state of California. 6'4", 320 pounds, so a big guy as well. He was in Tuscaloosa in March for a multi-day unofficial visit in Tuscaloosa, and he has also received multiple in-home visits from Coach Cap as well, and Courtney Morgan, Alabama's general manager as well. He has also taken recent official visits now to both Washington and SMU. He's got an official visit scheduled right now with Alabama for that June 6th through the 8th weekend there. And then also Texas and Tennessee will also get official visits in the following weekends. I also saw USC in there, but didn't see an updated official visit date for USC. So he is from California, so that may or may not happen. Just going to have to wait and see on that. But the expectation right now is that late July, early August timeframe is when Utu is going to make his commitment. So he's going to go through those official visits, go back home, kind of let things die down a little bit before he actually makes that commitment announcement. We'll get into Cederian Morgan and some other stuff here in just a second. But want to give a shout out to our friends over at Fanatics. If you guys want some Alabama gear for next season, go over to chatsports.com/Bama hoodie, and you guys can get up to 30% off today. They've got hoodies, they've got quarter zips, they've got crew necks, they've got t-shirts, they've got shorts, shoes, hats, everything that you guys could want in terms of Alabama football gear. So go over to chatsports.com/Bama hoodie and get up to 30% off today. That link will be in the comments section and the description of today's video. All right, five-star wide receiver Cederian Morgan has also set his commitment date for July 2nd. He also dropped his top 6 schools that we'll touch on here in just a minute. But Morgan is one of the top players in the state of Alabama, actually the top player in the state of Alabama right now at that number 1 spot, according to the 247 Sports composite rankings. He's also the number 3 wide receiver in this 2026 recruiting cycle. He is a 5-star number 14 player overall. There are a lot of really good wide receivers in this 2026 recruiting cycle, but Cederian Morgan, he is an in-state guy from Benjamin Russell High School. Alabama really does want to land him and kind of keep him away from Auburn. Steve Wiltfong of On3, Tom Loy of 247 Sports, both have official predictions for him to land with the Crimson Tide. And actually, Auburn beat writer, we mentioned this on a video a couple days ago, Cole Pinkston also changed his official prediction from Auburn to Alabama just a couple of weeks ago. So, really, it's kind of between Auburn and Alabama right now. Kind of seems like those are the top 2 teams for him. Obviously, other teams are in play as well, but you definitely want to keep him in state and you want to keep him away from the Auburn Tigers as well. This right here is his top 6 that he ended up dropping yesterday, I do believe that was. Georgia on May 16th is when his official visit will go down with them. He'll be at Clemson on May 30th, then Florida on June 6th, Auburn on June 13th, and then Alabama will get the last official visit for Cederian Morgan before he makes his commitment on June 20th. Or that's when the visit is. That commitment is going to be on July 2nd. Colorado, also in his top 6, I was not able to find an official visit date for Colorado. So, they are still in the mix. They were a part of his top 6, but I could be wrong on this, but I was not able to actually find an official visit date for Colorado. So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section. Will Alabama land Cederian Morgan in this 2026 recruiting cycle? Type Y for yes or N for no in the comments section of today's video. All right, before we get out of here, I just want to touch on this as well. It has nothing to do with Alabama recruiting or football in general. In January of 2023, Alabama basketball player Darius Miles and his friend Michael Lynn Davis were both charged with capital murder of Jamea Harris after an altercation on Grace Street in Tuscaloosa turned deadly. Crazy enough, I actually lived on Grace Street when this went down. Darius Miles currently right now does not have a trial date scheduled yet, but right now we are on day 3 now of the trial for the man who actually fired the fatal shots, Michael Lynn Davis. Ryan Phillips, I think he's done the best job actually reporting on this story from the day that the murder actually took place. We've already heard a bunch of notable witnesses take the stand now, including Cedric Johnson. He was the boyfriend of Jamea Harris, who was also involved in the shooting there. Her cousin, who was sitting in the back seat, Asia Humphrey, was also testified yesterday, I do believe that was. Might have been day 1. Either way, we've heard from both of those people as well. And then Jaden Bradley and Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller actually testified today in court. Jaden Bradley former Alabama basketball player, actually testified yesterday in court as well. So if you guys are interested in, just keeping up to date with this case, I think kind of how this case turns out is kind of going to be how Darius Miles' case really turns out as well. But I really encourage you guys, if you are interested in this story, go ahead and follow Ryan Phillips over on Twitter. That's Journo Ryan over there on Twitter. I think he's done a phenomenal job covering this entire case. So if you guys are interested, highly encourage you to go follow Ryan Phillips on Twitter.